My name is Jeremy Hobbs, and I'm chairman of the Chattahoochee Valley Better Way Foundation. Today I come to you with my series on better living with HIV. And, a lot of people talk about, and people wonder, can they find that happiness? But I think also people have to remember to not be gullible, to not repeat the same mistakes that you made in the past. Things that you want to feel from a relationship should be expressed. You should tell a person how you feel. And if they don't reciprocate it, then that should be a clear indication right there that something's not right. Or they reciprocate it, but nowhere near what you do. Now, some people can be needy, and that's just and that's not a flaw. That's just their structure. I mean, they need constant love and affection. We're all God's children. Each of us are different. Each person needs a little something different from the other person. If we all needed the same things, then we wouldn't have divorce rates. We wouldn't have all the problems that we have today. But it basically boils down to, you have to ask yourself, are they worthy of you? There's situations that you will put your heart into, knowing when you go into it that certain circumstances may prevent it from being a long-term relationship, or certain circumstances may cause it to become a long-distance relationship. And you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Will it work? If you're not married or whatever, it's a different story. I mean, if you've been with this person for many years, then, this doesn't really apply to you. I'm talking to people that are just finding new love. And you've got to remember that they've got their own needs, they have their own ways, and they don't conform to yours. So, the things that I guess that people should remember, argue, there doesn't have to be a winner. In fact, when you argue, it's good to argue. They say, oh, the honeymoon's over. Well, that's when the real exploration of the person begins. Getting to know that person, the real person, not the person that they put up front, I guess, to lure you in and make you feel safe. But I will tell you this. Sometimes when you're in love, you are willing to accept whatever. You're willing to, even no matter how clear and present it is, you're willing to be blindsided by it for it. That's the power of love. It's the power of love. Also, you have to look for repetitive behaviors. Things that don't make sense. Things that don't add up. And it's sad that you have to look for these things. But if you're putting yourself into a foundation, before you lay that concrete, you're going to make sure that everything is set up right. Because if not, you don't want to put it on swampland and it just sink. You don't want to put a foundation that's just going to crumble. You want to put your time, your money, your mind, your soul, your heart, your effort into a strong foundation. And in order to do that, you have to trust people. You have to find out things about people. And sometimes, I'm guilty of it myself, you have to deceive people. And sometimes it can come back and fire back on you. You can be totally wrong. And, you have to be able to accept your losses and move on. But at the same time, though, when you've been hurt before, and if this is your first time, wow, get ready for a fun ride. But things that I don't like, that I see a lot of. And, I was listening to it on the radio today, and people pointed it out to me as well. The folks that just text all the time, that are always texting. And, I didn't realize how rude society sees it as. But then again, you don't think of how rude it is when they're always with you and they're always texting. It means their mind is half with you or partially with you and they're elsewhere thinking. Or they're elsewhere doing things. That's not a very good sign, no. There's so much that you want to feel and that you want to believe and that you want to see. And when a person that you're seeing, you get in an argument with them or whatever, and their automatic response would be to return it on you. When you allow that to happen, you become weakened. And you'll let your guard down. When you had your mind made up, you knew what was real, you knew what was before you, and now this person's talked their way back into your life. And we see this so much with clients that repeat abusive behavior because they don't think they can do any better. And they don't think they can deserve better. But I say they can. You know, it might be hard letting go, but trust your gut. Trust your instincts. If something doesn't feel right, 9 times out of 10, it ain't right. So I say, not just go. It's easier to go with your heart and then get so many people in so much trouble and so much pain and so much suffering and so much therapy. But go with your gut. If there's things about this person that annoy you, if there's things about this person that you just can't trust, if there's things about this person that stories just don't add up, if there's things about this person that abuses you or hurts you, you know, first of all, you got to be out the door. But, you know, I stuck with a 5-year relationship that was like that. And it's hard to get out of that, especially when you have low self-esteem at times. And I see that a lot with our clients. You know, low self-esteem causes us to make decisions that we normally wouldn't. It makes us, what's the best word to say for it? Settle. Settle on your happiness. And I've said before, don't settle on your happiness. And you know, I find myself doing it at times. And I have to be strong and carry on. And I hope that you'll trust your gut as well and do the right things. And when you say something, stand by it. Don't back down. Unless you are wrong, then you owe an apology. But if you know it to be true, if you see it, if you have the facts, if you see it, if everybody around you feels it, and you're the only person that can't see it, well, you're head over heels, which is good in some cases if it's the right person. But it can be absolutely dangerous if it's with the wrong person. So, never give up on hope, never give up on love. But at the same time, never give up your wits. Never give up your experience that you have been through in life. They might be a totally different person, but you are built by what you have been made. And what you have been made is years and years and years of experience. You've heard the lies, you've heard the bullshit, you've heard everything that's out there. Don't repeat history. Learn from your mistakes and start anew. Thank you, and God bless.